and Scott here from the Crystal Method. We're in Glendale, the bomb shelter. The bomb shelter is in its last throes, actually.
Yes, not like...
unlike the insurgency, the bomb shelter is actually in its last throes.
Actually, the way that our new studios came together, we might be here for quite some time. But yeah, you can see that we've been here for quite a while, and we've sort of built up all this gear around us.
And we sort of promised no new gear, no new anything till we're in the new studio, but we got some killer new M-Audio hardware and software that we couldn't live without, so let's see what we're doing with it.
Okay, one of the new things that is going to replace one of our workhorses, our MPC 3000, is the M-Audio trigger finger.
Yeah, and it can connect through MIDI only as well, but it's just so great having the USB connection and having it show up as its own interface, and you don't have to route it through anywhere. Well before Acid and Live, we had been building up a huge collection of one-shot drums, mainly for real drum machines, but with the trigger finger, it just makes it so much more versatile because you can load all the sounds into Impulse, into Ableton Live, so you have an infinitely vast drum machine.
And it fits in your carry-on, unlike the MPC 3000, which does not fit. Well, I mean, I guess you could if you had a big carry-on, but it'd be difficult. Also on the trigger finger, it also allows you to use it as almost like a modular controller, leaning into it and really, using it on filters. And it's a really smart, sleek box that completely takes the place of some of these older, outdated boxes that we relied on for so many years.
You can use it for lots of different things. You can set it up to be your channel faders or your master faders, and assign the controllers to different filter settings. So it can do a lot more than just lend itself to drum machine pads.
Unlimited possibilities, really, when you think about it.
The last tour for Community Service 2 is a DJ tour, but for a good portion of it, we were out on a regular tour bus, and so we put together. We probably could have had a better road case made for it, but I just took my biggest suitcase, which was a little tore up at the time, and we put in the Ozonic, and in the same suitcase we had the LX4 system, which had the subwoofer and amplifier, and then going to the two satellite left and right speakers, and so we had a really good moving, traveling studio on wheels. Normally you get like the little tiny computer speakers or whatever, but we had a really good quality studio monitoring system on the road. We could take it into the hotel room every day and work on stuff.
We're working on a score right now for a movie that's going to come out near the end of the year called London, and we were trying to come up with ideas on the road. And having that Ozone or something like a trigger finger really allows us to just immediately check into our hotel room, pull everything out, and go right to work. And it really made a big difference in our production style. The Imposter.
We were surprised that someone made one, because most people don't even know that keyboard in the first place, you know. But
that was one of the first real, getting some record company money and spending it.
Anyways, long story short, we bought an Oscar, and we've had it for many years. Very temperamental. One of the first analog digital synths, because it was full analog, but lots of the features were digital on it. And we bought the second generation that had the MIDI installed.
It's just really cool looking because it's got big old rubber sides instead of wood,
I was really turned off by a lot of the virtual synths that came out, but the last 2 years with the Oddity and the Mini Monster and the Imposter, they've really captured the essence of the original synths and put them in a sweet package that allows you to use on your studio or on the road. So we're always about dirtying things up a little bit. We always try to tweak it in a way that it sounds, it sounds like this studio looks like a complete mess.
Let's play that loop going through the trash.
The trash is an Isotope plugin. This is pretty simple, clean sounding little percussion-y kind of track. Of course, we wanted to dirty it up a bit, change it, give it a little bit more character, and we were able to do that with trash. Really clever.
Throw it in the trash.
Throw it in the trash. Spectron, another powerful plug-in from the people at Isotope who brought you, of course, Trash, vinyl. and Ozone 3. Spectron is so there's flange coarser with great filter, great delays, and just a lot of flexibility. It's for a plugin that's so affordable. It's a nice little package of really tweakable options that can turn the most incredibly basic sounding loop or idea into something that's wide and delayed and squashed, and this has a whole different sound to it. And for the kid that's in the studio that doesn't have a lot of funds at his disposal, it's really affordable. And for the professional like us, because we were just been messing with it since we got it. So
I think the GUI is groovy.
the GUI, it's very gooey. It is very gooey. NAMM, about 4 years ago, we were looking around, and a good friend of ours, Byron Wong out of Toronto, comes up to us and says, "Oh, you have to see this new product. It's out of Germany. It's called Live. It's going to change everything." So we went over there and we saw a really early demo of Live, and we were just, no, it doesn't exist. How could they have? It's basically what we knew of as Acid, with being able to use loops and build tracks, and it's that on a Mac. And it works, and it sounds good, and so we immediately got the first version, played with it endlessly in the studio, worked with it on I think Tweakend probably. Always from the very beginning had great internal plugins that really allowed you to really mangle and construct these really great new loops out of previous loops. And so on Legion of Boom, on the track called Weapons of Mass Distortion, there's a mangled sound that the beginning of that whole track was us showing a couple guys from the UK live, and I just grabbed some loop and I just threw it in there, and I was like, "Oh, you gotta see this, threw it in there and just started mangling it up and doing all these different things, and all of a sudden it was like, wow, that's really cool. So I was like, okay, you guys, whatever. So I exported it, and I think the next day we started working on a whole song based around that one sound, and it is absolutely changing the way that people are making music. And I think that the sky's the limit with that program, not only because of what they've started with, but the people that are developing software just seem to be coming up with more and more ideas to really blow up your concept of what a piece of software can do. I mean, it just does everything now. It's so simple, and it's such a stable piece of software that you can't help but sit there all day long and be really creative on it.
To keep up to date on all our activities, go to thecrystalmethod.com, and to find out more good stuff about M Audio, check out m-audio.com.
Thanks so much for coming in. We'll talk to you next time.